Is it time to end your relationship? Maybe you felt something's off but can't quite put your finger on it. In today's video, we'll go through 15 signs that could mean it's time to walk away. Some of these red flags might be small, but others, like constant betrayal, emotional abuse, or feeling unappreciated, could be major deal breakers. But here's the real question. How many of these signs are too many? If you recognize 5, 7, or more, it could be time to seriously reconsider your relationship. Even just a couple of these signs could point to deeper issues that can't be ignored. So how many do you see in your relationship? Stick around to find out if it's time for a fresh start. Sign number 1. Lack of trust. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Without it, everything else crumbles. If you're constantly doubting your partner's actions or questioning their honesty, it could be a major red flag. Broken trust leads to a cycle of suspicion, jealousy, and insecurity, and over time, these feelings will erode whatever connection you once had. Rebuilding trust is incredibly difficult, and if this foundation is too damaged, it might be a sign the relationship is beyond repair. A relationship where trust is consistently broken will only lead to emotional exhaustion and anxiety. Sign number 2. Emotional or verbal abuse. Abuse is never okay, and it's one of the clearest signs that a relationship has crossed into unhealthy territory. Emotional abuse can manifest through manipulation, humiliation, or constant criticism. If your partner is undermining your self-esteem or making you feel worthless, this is a dangerous dynamic that needs to be addressed immediately. Verbal abuse, such as name-calling or threats, can leave lasting scars. If this toxic behavior continues without change, it's a strong sign to walk away, no matter how difficult it may feel at the moment. Sign number 3. Neglect of personal growth. A healthy relationship should encourage growth in both partners. If you feel like your relationship is stifling your personal ambitions or holding you back, that's a serious issue. Maybe your partner discourages you from pursuing new opportunities or doesn't support your goals. In time, this neglect can build into resentment and frustration, and you may feel like you're losing your sense of self. When your personal growth is constantly being hindered, it may be a sign that the relationship is no longer benefiting either of you. Sign number 4. Constant unhappiness. Relationships should bring joy, support, and companionship. But if you're consistently feeling drained or unhappy around your partner, it might be time to reassess. Unresolved conflicts, emotional disconnection, or simply a lack of enthusiasm in the relationship can leave you feeling more miserable than fulfilled. When the happiness you once shared feels like a distant memory and negativity dominates your interactions, it's a major signal that things need to change and maybe even come to an end. Sign number 5. Lack of communication. Communication is key to any successful relationship. When open conversations become impossible and misunderstandings multiply, it's hard to keep any connection alive. If every attempt to talk is met with defensiveness, avoidance, or arguments, it's a clear sign that your relationship is struggling. Without the ability to communicate openly, partners can start feeling isolated and misunderstood, which leads to even bigger emotional rifts. Sign number 6. Emotional disconnection. Feeling emotionally distant from your partner is one of the most painful signs that your relationship is weakening. You might find that despite spending time together, there's a sense of loneliness that you just can't shake. If attempts to rebuild emotional intimacy aren't working, and both of you seem emotionally checked out, it may indicate deeper issues that neither of you are willing or able to address. This disconnection often signals the beginning of the end. Sign number 7. Constant arguments with no resolution. Every couple argues, but when arguments are constant and never lead to a resolution, it becomes emotionally exhausting. If you and your partner are stuck in a cycle of repetitive, unresolved conflict, it can create bitterness and resentment. Over time, these arguments drain the energy out of the relationship, leaving both partners feeling frustrated and unheard. If this pattern continues without any hope of resolution, it might be time to consider whether continuing the relationship is worthwhile. Sign number 8. Feeling unappreciated. When you feel like your efforts go unnoticed and your contributions to the relationship are taken for granted, it can lead to feelings of resentment. A relationship should be a two-way street where both partners feel valued and appreciated. If you're constantly giving without receiving any recognition or acknowledgement, you might start to question your worth in the relationship. A lack of appreciation can lead to deeper emotional wounds, and may be a sign of a bigger problem in your dynamic. Sign number 9. Infidelity or betrayal. Cheating breaks the foundation of trust and respect in any relationship. Whether it's a one-time incident or a repeated pattern of betrayal, infidelity causes deep emotional pain. It often indicates deeper unresolved issues within the relationship. If infidelity has occurred, rebuilding trust can be an uphill battle, and sometimes the damage is simply too great to overcome. It's crucial to evaluate whether you can truly move past the betrayal or if it's time to let go. Sign number 10. Different future goals. When you and your partner can't align on your future visions, it can create long-term problems. Maybe you want kids and they don't. Maybe they want to live a stable life while you dream of traveling the world. These differences in life goals can become significant barriers to the relationship's longevity. If these fundamental aspects of your future don't align, continuing the relationship could lead to frustration and dissatisfaction for both partners. Sign number 11. Avoidance of intimacy. Intimacy, both emotional and physical, is essential for a strong connection. If one partner is avoiding intimacy and the other feels rejected or neglected, it can create a deep divide. Without physical closeness and emotional vulnerability, a relationship becomes more of a cohabitation than a loving partnership. This lack of intimacy often signals deeper issues of detachment or dissatisfaction that might be too difficult to overcome. Sign number 12. Settling in the relationship. Staying in a relationship out of fear of being alone or out of habit can lead to feelings of regret later on. If you feel like you're settling for less than what you truly want or deserve, it's a clear indication that you're not in the relationship for the right reasons. Settling often leads to long-term dissatisfaction and can prevent you from finding a more fulfilling partnership. Sign number 13. Manipulation or control. Manipulation or control within a relationship are significant red flags. Whether it's guilt-tripping, coercion, or controlling your actions, this behavior creates an unhealthy power dynamic. A partner who constantly manipulates or controls you is not fostering a healthy, respectful relationship. These toxic dynamics lead to feelings of entrapment and resentment, and they indicate a lack of mutual respect. Sign number 14. Lack of support. If your partner no longer supports your ambitions, goals, or happiness, it's a sign that the relationship is becoming one-sided. A supportive partner should be your cheerleader, encouraging your growth and celebrating your successes. When that support disappears, it can feel isolating and make you question the future of the relationship. Without mutual support, resentment and frustration can quickly grow. Sign number 15. Fear of being yourself. A relationship should be a space where you feel safe to be your true self. If you find that you're constantly walking on eggshells or suppressing your thoughts, feelings, and personality around your partner, that's a huge red flag. Fear of being judged, rejected, or ridiculed by your partner shows a lack of acceptance and understanding in the relationship. This is a clear sign that the relationship may no longer be healthy or supportive. Now that we've gone through these 15 signs, you might be wondering, what should I do if these signs apply to me? The most important thing is to take a step back and reflect on your relationship. If you notice several of these signs, it could be time to have an honest conversation with yourself or your partner about the future. It may be time to make the difficult decision to walk away. Ending a relationship is hard, but staying in a toxic or unfulfilling one can be even harder in the long run. Remember, you deserve a relationship that brings out the best in you, supports your growth, and makes you feel valued. Don't ignore your feelings. Instead, consider seeking support from a trusted friend or professional to help you navigate your next steps. And now, I'd love to hear from you. How many of these signs did you recognize in your relationship? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. It's important to avoid some common mistakes. I've made a video called Mistakes That Can Make a Breakup Feel Even Worse and What to Do Instead. You can check it out right here. This video will guide you through what to avoid so you can heal and bounce back even stronger. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more relationship insights.